We're at Vancouver Resources Investment Conference 2014 in Vancouver, and with me I have Curtis Moore from Energy Fuels. Hi Curtis.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for dropping in.
Thank you.
Can you just let the viewers know what Energy Fuel does?
Absolutely. First, thank you for having me here today. Energy Fuels is one of the leading producers of uranium in the United States. We are traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol UUUU, and also on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the stock symbol EFR.
On the main board?
On the main board, yep, Toronto Stock Exchange. And in 2013, we're expected to be the second largest producer of uranium in the United States. And the United States, as you probably know, is the world's leading producer of nuclear energy and hence consumer of uranium. So we think that's particularly strategic.
Yeah, and I noticed that you've got some strategic partners in Asia.
Absolutely.
Sumitomo and KEPCO.
KEPCO, yes.
And they're strategic partners going forward. And also, when uranium comes to mind, investors, you know, they're probably a little bit cautious because of the environmental issues, but we're seeing Japan coming back online and refilling their reactors, right?
Well, Japan is 17 reactors have applied for a restart, I believe. We believe, and most analysts believe, that we'll see about a half a dozen of their reactors potentially restart this year. And that'll be a good catalyst for the industry because Japan has had most of their reactors shut down since the disaster there. But the bottom line is that Japan needs nuclear energy, we think. They don't have coal, they don't have natural gas, but they have a lot of nuclear reactors that are sitting idle right now. And once you have your reactors built, nuclear energy is a very cheap and very reliable way to produce electricity. And
clean, contrary to what a lot of people think.
It is. In fact, just this year, NASA, which is the United States Space Agency, they actually came out with a study, which was very interesting, that said that worldwide, the use of nuclear energy since the early 1970s has likely saved the lives of about 1.8 million people worldwide simply because of the lack of air emissions. They also say that up to 7 million lives could be saved by mid-century. And so again, this is not some, some promoter out there saying it. This is NASA, the United States government.
So we need to clear the air and tell investors that uranium is actually a very viable investment proposition right now.
It is, absolutely. And it's growing around the world right now. There are about 430 nuclear reactors that are operable around the world right now.
So that would include China as well. So you're looking at Japan coming back on stream, and also China building up with the increase in the activity there.
There are 29 reactors under construction in China right now, 71 reactors under construction around the world right now, including 5 in the United States.
So in Asia, where do they source most of their uranium from? Do they have a Chinese domestic supply of uranium?
Uranium is everywhere. A lot of people do. I mean, it's in seawater. You can produce uranium from a lot of places. But China, I'm not 100% sure where it comes from, but the world's leading producer of uranium is Kazakhstan, Central Asia. And so there's a lot of uranium there, and that's likely where they're talking about getting it. But China also is invested in some significant projects in Africa. A lot of these countries, China, Russia, South Korea, they are securing their supplies of uranium for the time when they think there's going to be this shortage. And so that's why we think we're particularly well positioned in the United States.
Well, that's great. Listen, if someone wants to come and learn more, you've got a website?
Yes, it's www.energyfuels.com.
And you're on the NYSE UUUU.
Yep.
And the TSE?
TSX EFR.
EFR. Curtis,
yes.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, Tim. All right.